Toothache. She had a toothache and couldn't eat anything cold or sweet. Fever. He had a fever and felt hot to the touch. Stomachache. He had a stomachache after eating too much junk food. Headache. She had a headache from staring at the computer screen for too long. Cough. He couldn't stop coughing due to a cold he caught. Sneeze. When I smelled the fragrant flowers, I couldn't help but sneeze loudly. Runny nose. She reached for a tissue to wipe her runny nose as the cold wind blew outside. Swelling. His ankle had swelling after twisting it during the soccer game. Pimple. She had a big pimple on her forehead before the important event. Bruise. He got a bruise on his arm after accidentally bumping into a door. Period pain, period cramps. She experienced intense period cramps during her menstrual cycle. Sprain. He suffered a sprained wrist from falling off his skateboard. Dizzy. He felt dizzy and had to sit down to avoid falling. Sore throat. She had a sore throat and found it difficult to swallow. Eye infection. He had an eye infection that made his eyes red and itchy. Suffocation. She experienced suffocation while being in a crowded, poorly ventilated room. Diarrhea. She had diarrhea and needed to stay close to the bathroom. Tinnitus. He suffered from tinnitus, a constant ringing sound in his ears. Facial swelling. His face had swelling after getting stung by a bee. Vomiting. She felt nauseous and threw up after eating some spoiled food. Backache. She had a backache from sitting at her desk for too long. Flu. She caught the flu and had a high fever, body aches, and fatigue. Chest pain. He had chest pain and went to the hospital to get it checked. High blood pressure. She was diagnosed with high blood pressure and started taking medication. Bump. He got a bump on his head after accidentally hitting it on a low-hanging branch. Asthma. He had asthma and used an inhaler to relieve his breathing difficulties. Depression. She experienced depression and sought help from a therapist. Scald. She got a scald on her hand from accidentally touching boiling water. Cramp. She got a cramp in her leg while running. Dandruff. He had dandruff, and his shoulders were covered in white flakes. Nosebleed. She got a nosebleed after accidentally bumping her nose. Rash. She developed a rash on his skin after using a new lotion. Finger cut. She got a cut on her finger while chopping vegetables. Plantar warts. He had plantar warts on the soles of his feet. Fracture. She had a fracture in her arm after falling from the bike. Frozen shoulder. She had a frozen shoulder and had difficulty moving her arm. Allergic. She was allergic to peanuts and had to avoid eating them. Cold. She caught a cold and had a runny nose, cough, and sore throat.